All right, you can have a seat. If you'll raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
All right, you can lower your hand. If you'll state your name for the record, and please keep your voice up so that everyone can hear. All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Bustamante, will you please just introduce yourself to the jury and tell them what you are currently employed by?
My name is Allison Bustamante. I've been employed with the city of San Antonio as a crime scene investigator for 15 years.
And crime scene investigator, so like CSI, right?
Yes.
All right, a lot of shows are out and everything about that kind of stuff. So can you just briefly go over some of the training and that you went through to become a CSI individual?
Aside from actual bachelor degree and master degree, we go through a 400-hour rigorous modified version of the police academy, if you will. It's geared toward crime scene, mock crime scenes, that kind of thing.
And then, of course, you've been on the force as a civilian or as a civilian. So the SAPD employs civilians in their CSI unit. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you're considered a civilian.
Yes.
And were you employed back in May of 2022?
Yes.
And to be exact, May 22nd, 2022.
Yes.
And I see you looking at something up there. What are you looking at to refresh your memory?
It was some time ago, so I brought a version or a copy of my report. I had different locations, so it's a lot of information.
Is it a fair and accurate copy of the report that you made for this case?
Yes.
And can you please tell me, is there an SAPD case number associated with it?
Yes.
And what is that case number?
That is SAPD 22-108-229.
Thank you. You can always review it anytime you'd like it to refresh your memory or just to refresh it to testify, but please don't read directly from it, okay? Were you dispatched to a scene that day?
Yes, I was.
And in fact, you were dispatched to a couple different scenes that day, is that correct?
Yes.
The first scene that you were dispatched to, what location was that?
That was at 4803 Viewcrest.
And is that here in San Antonio, Texas?
It is.
Within Bexar County?
Yes.
And when you made it to this location, what were your duties at that location?
I was given information that this was a scene involving a motor vehicle going over a concrete barrier. So I was looking for evidence to see if that had happened, to examine and identify any possible evidence.
And when you made it to the location, did you find any indication that a vehicle had gone over some type of concrete barrier?
Yes.
And did you document that by taking photographs?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you what's been marked already, 16 state exhibit number 16 through 20. Well, you previously displayed that.
Yes. These are from the first location.
I'm sorry.
The first location, Viewcrest.
And I'm also going to show you state exhibit number 26 through 32.
Yes.
And are you familiar with all these photos?
Yes.
And how were you familiar with these photos?
I took the photos.
You took the photos, okay. These have already been entered into evidence. And show you what's marked state exhibit number 16. Is this that location that it's like a cul-de-sac, is that right? Like a dead end?
It is.
Did you document any tire marks that indicated that maybe some type of object had gone through the grass?
Yes.
State exhibit number 18, is that where you're indicating that?
Yes.
And then state exhibit number 19 also shows those what could indicate tire marks or something went through the grass. And then also is this the concrete wall you were speaking of earlier in testimony?
Yes.
And did you find indications that a vehicle may have gone over that barrier?
Yes,
And you stated earlier that you found some vehicle parts.
there were vehicle parts.
State exhibit number 20, is that one of the vehicle parts that you're mentioning?
Yes,
In addition here, state exhibit number 30 shows some additional, looks like car parts, is that correct?
yes,
And then state exhibit number 32, this is that, I guess that is actually encompassed in state exhibit number 30. That's that square box there, but it just looks like it's a zoomed in portion of that. Is that right?
correct.
And then you can sort of make out the word Nissan here and some other letters. Is that correct?
Yes,
Thank you. After you process this location, and is that what you use, the word terminology that you process the location?
process, yes.
Okay. And after you process that location, and took photos and collected the car parts, did you do anything else at that location?
No, not at that location.
Now, did you go to a different location, indicated with this case number?
Yes, there was a second location.
And where was that location located at?
That was at 12607 Judson Road. And that was an apartment 1101.
1101, the apartment 1101. And what were you tasked to do there?
When I arrived, there were already SAPD on scene, detectives and I guess officers from particular units that had been searching. So they had identified items of evidence they wanted me to photograph in the place it was found and then collected.
I want to show you what's been marked state exhibit number 67 through 88. If you don't mind, view those and tell me when you're done. You viewed state exhibit number 67 through 88. And can you tell me, do you recognize these photographs?
Yes, I did.
And how do you recognize these photographs?
These were the photos I took that day at that location.
And so are these photographs of the location, and are those some of the items that you collected in this case?
Yes,
And those are indicated in some of these pictures, is that correct?
correct.
And some of these pictures are at the actual location. And there's some other photos that look like they're at a different location, or at least it looked at a different background,
Yes.
indicated on 84, 85, 86, 87, and 88. Can you tell me why is this a different location, and why would it be at a different location?
Originally, I photographed where the items were, but depending on how they were located or situated on the table or whatnot, you couldn't see all the information. So after I got back to our lab, they were laid out to take photos all together in that photo to show everything that was collected. And then there might be some close-ups of each of those in there.
Okay, thank you. Judge, at this time, the state would offer state exhibit number 67 through 88, and will tender to defense for any objections. Judge, there's a little snafu here. I just gotta correct some things.
Sure.
It'll just take one moment. And Judge, if I may, defense counsel, Mr. Navy, actually found this mistake. It's actually gonna be state exhibit number 67 through 98.
All right, thank you.
Sorry about that, and I'm gonna tender to defense for any objections. Thanks. No objections.
All right, State's Exhibit 67 through 98 is admitted without objection.
Hey, published to the jury, Your Honor.
Yes.
And I'm gonna show some of these photographs to you on this overhead projector. It may be difficult because in county's ingenious way of putting that screen right there, it's reflective. So if you want to turn to your back right, you can view these pictures a little bit better. State exhibit number 67. Is this the location that you went to make the apartment 1101?
Yes,
And it looks like, I'm gonna skip some here. It's state exhibit number 69. That's 1101, the door to it.
correct.
Okay. State exhibit number 70. When you make a location, how do you take photographs? For instance, state exhibit number 70, and then we're gonna go to state exhibit number 71. Do you make turns, or how do you do that?
Once we photograph the outside and come to the inside, it's the same for both, but once we're inside like this, we'll start at the front door and we'll go in a 360 to document the scene as we see it, so someone else can orient themselves if they're looking at the photos and the items collected within it.
Okay. State exhibit number 72. Is this you collect a hat at the scene?
Yes,
And would this be that hat that you collected?
yes,
And did you also collect any type of tablet associated with this case?
yes, I believe.
And would this be that tablet there?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's marked state exhibit number 76. It looks like items of mail. Is that correct?
Yes,
And it indicates some individuals' names on there. If I may, it's Tyler Ashbaugh here. Is that correct?
yes,
And it also has an address there at 4514 Buckmore. And also it has another letter there, 4514. And this was found in the apartment.
yes.
And this is another just overview of the apartment, state exhibit number 79. And then another view of, it looks like the bathroom, state exhibit number 81. State exhibit number 82. And this is the area that detectives and yourself search, is that correct?
Correct.
State exhibit number 85. State exhibit number 84. What does this show right here?
That was the Nissan Kiva.
Okay. State exhibit number 85. This shows the kitchen. State exhibit number 86. State exhibit number 87. What is this right here that you're the picture of?
That was one of the items of evidence, a firearm that was located in the case.
And where is that firearm located at?
That was located in the closet in the restroom.
Closet in the restroom? And this is the item that you've collected and actually you brought into court today, is that right?
Correct.
State exhibit number 90. That looks like it indicates some type of receipt. Is that correct?
Yes.
And can you see the date on that receipt?
May 9th, 2022.
Thank you. And state exhibit number 92. This looks like a porch area. And indicated on that chair on the porch, what was that?
A holster.
And does that holster match that firearm that was just previously viewed by the jury?
It did, it had the same brand.
In fact, state exhibit number 93 shows a little bit of a close-up on that. And then state exhibit number 94 indicates that a different location of where you photographed everything. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury what E1 is?
That was the vehicle parts found at the first location.
E2,
A tablet.
E3,
That was the firearm in the protective case.
and E4,
Oh, that's the holster.
E5,
That is, there was a shotgun in that zipper case.
so it's inside of that case.
Correct.
Okay. E6,
It is a cell phone.
E7,
It's a Circle K cap.
and an E8.
That was 3 shirts that had the Circle K.
Where were they? Where were those located at?
Those were located in a hamper in the restroom.
A hamper inside that restroom that was seen
Yes.
in a previous photo.
Yes.
And did you indicate in your report how many live rounds were found with the firearm?
For the firearm in the protective case, I did.
And can you tell the jury where those live rounds were found?
So there were 18 live rounds in the magazine. And then there was the one in the chamber.
Okay, so obviously,
I'm sorry, I misread that. 18 rounds total. And it was 1 live round in the chamber and 17 were in the magazine.
okay, so 17 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber,
Correct.
and then combined equals 18. And then with this, obviously from this photo, say exhibit number 98, it indicates that there's a live round outside. It looks like there's a magazine that's fully loaded, it looks like. And that magazine would fit inside of the bottom of this handle of this weapon. Is that right?
Yes.
All right.
And defense, you can move around.
You have it in the one. And this came the one that you have, the one that you have.
Do you want to start with? that?
Yes, yes, please. I marked this state exhibit number 99. One, are you familiar with this?
Yes,
And how are you familiar with it?
underneath the second, evidence labels, it has my information. So it does show that someone processed after I did and put their information.
And you stated just now that somebody processed this after you collected it, is that correct?
It would appear that way.
And granted, you may not know all the numbers on there, but somebody else processed it. And do you know who processed it?
Other than their badge or initials, no.
And I see, I'm looking at this wrapper and everything, there's a lot of tape around it and everything like that. And there's a lot of different evidence tape. Originally, was this just a paper bag that didn't have all that on there necessarily? I mean, a
Correct.
little less than what it has now.
Absolutely. We seal all the seams so that they can't open. And of course, we seal it and put our evidence tape with the date or logo, our initial rather and badge.
So some of these indicate different, initials or dates. And that would indicate somebody else that opened the package.
Yes,
And it doesn't change what's inside the package, it just is somebody viewed it outside of that package.
correct. We always keep the original package. And if it's ruined in some way, that would be put with the evidence into a different package.
I see that this package was previously opened, but now it is actually open, is that correct?
Correct.
And did you previously cut that bag open?
I did today, yes.
And was that done today?
Yes.
Can you please just take out the material there, and tell me if you know what's inside of this box that you recognize?
Yes.
And were these items that you collected at the scene?
Yes.
And it was indicated in the photos that we previously saw?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, the state will be offering state exhibit number 99 into evidence. Judge, I'm gonna withdraw for 1 second. I'm gonna have her open a couple more packages.
All right.
Can I explain what these are first?
Yes.
Okay, so when we package firearms, we never package them loaded or with the magazine in. We always package the one in the chamber separate, and then we take out the magazine. And then it's kind of rattling, we don't leave the rounds inside the magazine, so it can't. It could load itself, God forbid, while it's being stored. And then we have the firearm. In this case, it was actually in a protective case, so we secured it this way.
And I'm gonna go ahead and mark the actual case as 99A, if that's okay, Judge,
Yes.
and I'll get this on that page. And then I'll mark. What's the larger envelope?
This larger envelope is the magazine and the live rounds found within the magazine.
And it's not that anything else, that's just a, give it with the,
It's the, yes. Sorry, I see
it's
now.
not under the evidence yet, so you can't.
Correct. The magazine that has my information on it, so I know it's the same one, and then the live rounds are inside.
You can leave those in there. On that was 99B, take it. Don't mind put that back in that, but. Yeah. And then, can you open the state, state exhibit number 99C? What we marking that as. Yeah, sure.
And I'm sorry, is there 99B?
Yes, Your Honor, and that was the last envelope with the magazine and the live rounds.
All right, thank you.
That's a single live round.
Correct, from the chamber.
That was in the, all right. Put those together. At this time, we'll re-offer state exhibit number 99, and then also state exhibit number 99A, 99B, and 99C. Objection.
All right, States Exhibit 99, 99A, 99B, and 99C are admitted without objection.
Thank you, Judge. And go ahead and on 99A, I may have published it.
Yes.
Okay. Open up the state exhibit number 99A. And can you please take out the firearm that was left? And you can show it to the jury. Now, it looks like it's inside of a little cloth type holster.
Correct.
Can you please take that off of there? And it's been made safe. It has a zip tie through the barrel that goes through the chamber. Is that right?
Correct.
So it's non-operational right now.
Correct.
All right. And now is this the actual handgun that you collected that day?
Yes,
Okay. And now I see you looking at it, you were turning around. What were you looking for?
I was looking for the serial number for this one.
And the serial number is located on where on this one?
This one is on the barrel.
On the slide of the barrel there?
Yes, it is.
And does it match the one that you have in your report?
It does.
And can you please read it into the record?
This one is, let's see. 21AT16635. It's very tiny.
And what type of what's the name brand of this type of this
Mechanic.
can hand that to me? And this is the firearm that you found in the apartment on Judson Road.
Correct.
And so when you go into location, this was inside that case, is that right? Or
Yes.
that's where it was found?
Yes.
And there's a live round in the chamber. And there's 17 live rounds in the magazine that goes into the bottom.
Correct.
Now, were you in charge of processing this at all other than collecting it?
Yes.
And how did you process it additionally?
So the firearm was processed for latent prints. And then I also took swabs from the firearm
Okay,
for possible biological material.
and did you bring those swabs into that?
Yes.
Okay, can you please hand me each?
Here.
I'm gonna mark this as state exhibit number 100. And have you previously opened that already?
I have not.
You have not. Can you go ahead and open it today? Are these the swabs that you collected at the scene that day? Or maybe not at the scene, but you collected it from this handgun?
I'd have to open to see. Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. So if you can go ahead and put all that back in there. And this time, Your Honor, the state would enter a state exhibit number 100. That's great. Yeah. No objection.
All right, States Exhibit 100 is admitted without objection.
Thank you. And then let's move to next one. Right here, state exhibit number 101. Can you please just tell the jury what is located in 101?
If I can, it holds too.
It's a holster.
Yes.
Okay. And is this the holster that you collected at the scene?
Yes.
And you're the one that opened this packaging today.
Correct.
This time you're out of the state, but in a state exhibit number 101. No objection.
State's Exhibit 101 is admitted without objection.
And you stated that you collected a cap at the location, is that right?
Yes,
And can you look at state exhibit number 102? And have you previously opened that?
I am,
Can you go ahead and open that?
the GSR test kit,
That's the what?
GSR test kit
Okay,
from the baseball cap.
from the baseball
I
cap.
did not take this one. It appears that the lab took that sample from
Okay.
the item I submitted.
I'm gonna put that to the side.
Do you want the cap?
Yes. Sorry, that was not the cap, that was the GSR kit of the baseball cap, and I'm gonna mark state exhibit number 103. And you previously opened that?
I did.
And what is this?
This is the Circle K cap from the photos.
This time, Your Honor, the state would offer state exhibit number 103. No objection.
All right, State's Exhibit 103 is admitted without objection.
May I publish with the jury?
Yes.
I'm gonna mark this state exhibit number 104. And have you previously opened this?
I did. Yes. So as in the last one that we had here, it appears the lab took samples of their own, which are packaged different than the way I packaged.
Okay.
And then there's also the items inside. 1, 2, and 3 of the record.
And these are the shirts that you collected that day
Correct.
from the hammer. Good. And these are 3 individual shirts that were located at the apartment.
Yes.
And then you stated just previously that these items here, the envelopes that were located within, those are not what you collected, but something that the lab did. Is that correct?
It appears that way, yes.
Okay. You can put that back in. State exhibit number 105. Have you opened that yet?
I have.
Okay. Can you please tell me what is located within?
These are swabs. Swab sticks.
And what were they, the buckle swap sticks, where were they taken from?
They were taken from the. This was from the Circle K cap that we just used.
Okay, and that's ones that you have taken.
Correct.
Your Honor, the state would offer state exhibit number 105 into evidence.
All right, State's Exhibit 105 is admitted without objection.
Now, other than the ones that, these items that you brought in today, you did collect other items like the shotgun,
Correct.
but we did not enter the shotgun in today. I didn't ask you to bring the shotgun in. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. And are you in charge of processing these items for GSR?
It depends on the circumstances. Some items we do GSR. A lot of the time we send the item directly to the lab if we can, and they're able to obtain their own sample in a sterile environment.
Did you take GSR from any of the items that you collected?
I did not.
Did you take, you did take some swabs, is that correct?
Correct.
And those swabs were, I guess, what do you call those, biological swabs?
It swabs of possible biological material.
And in this particular case, you did collect some swabs. Are you in charge of analyzing those swabs for any type of serology or DNA?
No,
And who would be in charge of that?
that would be the crime lab.
The crime.
And fingerprints, were you in charge, you just mentioned fingerprints earlier, were you
Yes.
in charge of, well, one, did you take fingerprints or lift prints from any of these items?
I attempted prints on several items. Do you want me to list the items?
Please.
Okay, I did. E1, which was the tablet, E3, the pistol, and E6 was the cell phone.
And were you able to lift any legible prints, from these items?
No.
Thank you. At this time, Your Honor, we pass the witness.
Defense.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, could I have parties approach before the witness is excused?
Excuse by the state, Your Honor.
Excused by the defense judge.
All right, if you'll make sure you leave the items with the court reporter, and if you'll remove the microphone. And ladies and gentlemen, you can stay seated, but if you'll just give us 2 minutes, it takes a while to switch things out so the court reporter can make sure that she has it for her record. All right, state, call your next witness.
The state called Officer Philip Hines.
All right, if you'll take a seat here, please. And if you'll put on the square microphone somewhere in your lapel, it's for the court reporter to be able to hear you. Okay. All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. If you'll keep your voice up so everyone can hear and you can speak into that microphone, but just for everyone else to hear, if you'll state your name for the record.
My name is Philip Hymas.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Hymas, how are you currently employed?
The San Antonio Police Department,
And how long have you been with the San Antonio Police Department?
about 6.5 years, ma'am.
Are you a certified peace officer in the state of Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is your current title and assignment with SAPD?
I'm a patrol officer with North Patrol Daylight Shift.
Okay, and daylight, what hours is it from?
I work from 6 in the morning till about 2 in the afternoon.
Can you describe to the jury just some of the training you underwent to become a law enforcement officer with SAPD?
Specifically with SAP?
Or do you have prior experience?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can go ahead and start with prior to SAPD.
In 2009, I joined the United States Marine Corps, and I was a military police officer. I went through training for like a police school or a police academy in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And in 2018, I was already out of the military. I had exited, and I went to a privatized police academy. It's called ACOG. And I was 2018 Alpha. And then I chose to apply with San Antonio Police Department and got on in 2019. And I was 2019 Alpha with SAPD.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to position a little closer to the mic because I'm having.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. So I guess just regarding your experience, you said you were military police in the Marine Corps, you did an ACOG police academy and then an academy of SAPD, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and regarding the academy of SAPD, do you recall how long that academy is?
9 months.
And what kind of things do they teach you?
Everything as a basic peace officer, you come out of the academy with your basic knowledge of how to do your job. And then you move on to your FTO phase, which I'm an FTO now. It's a field training officer. And then during that program, they actually do on-the-job training. And that's where they teach you to apply the skills that you've learned in the academy, your basic skills, and just give you tips, tricks, pointers, how to survive the streets, all those types of things in the field training phase.
Okay, and so you stated you're currently a field training officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so does that mean that you train the officers that are front on it?
Correct. I can get there are phases. So there's first, second, and third. And then there's evals, which are evaluation phases. I have yet to have an eval writer, but I've had all 3 phases, first, second, and third phase.
Okay. Now moving on, were you employed as a police officer with the San Antonio Police Department on May 22nd of 2022?
Yes.
And what was your title and assignment on that day?
I was working dog watch. It's NPC, it's North Patrol C shift, which is dog watch, is what we call it. Your hours are from 2200 to 0600. And I was assigned as a 32 section patrol officer. I had an assigned district, which is 3240, Charlie's district. And I had a probationary rider with me.
Okay. And the area that you just described, generally what area is that located in their Texas?
So the 32 side as a whole is 1604 all the way to 35. And then I have a good portion of Nacogdoches to 35. And then trying to think the bicycling street for the 2 side, but it's a good chunk of the northeast side of San Antonio.
Okay.
And then 3240's district, my specific district was like the O'Connor Nacogdoches area.
All right. And who was your probationary person that was riding with you at that time?
Officer Roland Acuna.
All right. And did you all respond to a call prior to the incident that we're here for today?
That night we took multiple calls, but yes, a prior call.
What was the call immediately before the incident that you all responded to?
The prior call that we had responded to was a aggravated robbery of individuals. It was actually two sisters that were held at gunpoint by an individual. They had exited their apartment. They jumped in their vehicle to take off to go get food, is what I remember. And they were sisters from what I recall. And they said that they were sitting in their car trying to figure out what they were going to eat. Some dude kind of just ran up to the car, held them at gunpoint, told them not to move or he would shoot them. And basically he wanted their money, he wanted their phones, and he told them to get out of their car. So they had no means to call anybody. Obviously he stole their phones, but they literally watched the suspect vehicle, which was a white SUV, and then they had like a little red Toyota Corolla. So they watched the suspect vehicle and the little red Toyota Corolla drive off, and they watched it from like their stairwell. So they ran up to their neighbors and they were just beating on the door, asking for assistance, and finally somebody opened the door. They were able to call 911. The only thing different about that call, I try to be a very proactive field training officer. And we had crossed over service sections to take that call. So I actually crossed over to the 33 section. And I talked to the handling officer or the initial officers on scene. And then me and Roland basically took over the call, did our investigation. It was pretty lengthy because we were looking for the suspect vehicle. And then we were just gathering evidence. We had to do the whole CSI portion. I can't remember if detectives came out or not, but it took a while. And then sorry, my mouth is really dry. Basically, once we concluded our portion, I told Roland, I said, hey, we're gonna search for this suspect vehicles on the way back to the 2 side. And so I started hitting like local gas stations, local restaurants that are open overnight just to look for these suspect vehicles, and then the victim's vehicle as well. And then that's when we ended up back at the church, kind of like wrap up the whole report. Because again, you have all this information coming at you, from all different directions. And once you kind of get a second to breathe, you find a spot that you're familiar with, and then you just kind of start putting information together. And at that time, I believe Roland was in his second or third phase from what I remember. And that's pretty much where I try to teach them to be self-sufficient. So I was driving, passed it off to him. I told him, I said, hey, you know what to do. You know what notes need to be on the report. You know what needs to go into the certain portions of our report writing system. And we kind of just went from there, and he was writing his report.
Okay, and so after you all, for lack of a better word, kind of clear the aggravated robbery call that you responded to, you said you all ended up in a church parking lot?
Correct.
Okay, and was that the Calvary Temple Assembly of God located at 14335 O'Connor Road, San Antonio, Texas 78247?
I believe so. I don't know the address per se, but
Did you write a report on the date of or not a report, but a statement on the date that this happened?
so with an officer involved shooting or an aggravated assault against a peace officer, you're not allowed to be the reporting officer in the report. So you need to have another peace officer write the initial report for the call. But I did write a supplemental report.
Okay, and would it help you refresh your memory if you have a copy of that?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Can you take a look at that for me?
Sure. Okay.
Does that appear to be a very accurate copy of your supplement?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay, and if you want to just refresh your memory as to,
The address?
yes, that address.
Yes, ma'am, it's the 14335.
Okay, and is that located in Bear County, Texas?
It is.
All right. And so when you arrived at the location, you said that you were driving and Roland was in the passenger seat, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I was driving.
Okay, and do you recall where you positioned your vehicle?
So again, I do remember exactly where I positioned my vehicle.
Okay. Where were you?
So within the church, it's a very large property. There's a small church that's basically next to the church, and there's like a lower parking lot. And then the church and the property slope upward, so there's like a small incline. There's the main building, there's a carport, and then there's a side parking lot. Then in the back, there's a little playground with an open field. And there's a pretty pronounced turn behind us. So our thinking, ultimately, we can't hide anywhere or be anywhere from the public's view that they can't see us, like just with plain sight from the street. But I pull into that side parking lot and I do like a U-turn, and I park like almost at the mouth of the incline, and I'm facing outward towards the street of O'Connor. I can see O'Connor, I can see the whole bottom portion of the parking lot. And then also in my rear view, side view mirrors, I can see if anybody's coming up behind me. A few times there's been homeless people that have come out of the woodwork. And then in the lower portion, I can see the
Okay.
street.
And so was this the first time that you and Officer Roland could not have decided to park there to finish writing a report?
No, so something on my part is we try not to make I guess like a routine spot. I will say that we use this spot frequently, but it's not like a 100%. If I'm not on a call, I'm going to be at this location. Excuse me, at this location. But we have used it several times.
Okay. And so while you all were parked there, did you have your headlights on?
Not that I recall.
Okay. And were you in a marked patrol vehicle?
Yes, ma'am. We call them black and whites, or that's at least what I call it. It's
Okay.
black, white. It has San Antonio police. It has police in large bold letters. The actual material of the sticker is like very reflective. So any kind of like light that hits it, you can see it from a good ways off.
Okay. And in the church parking lot, how would you describe the lighting? Was it like blackout or were there light poles in the parking lot?
There's numerous light poles. They have pretty sufficient lighting, and then the side of the church also has lighting as well.
Okay. And so while you all are sitting there in your marked patrol vehicle, what happened?
So like I said, I was in the driver's seat. Roland was finishing his report. I'm sitting there. I have my cell phone out. We're kind of just. I personally don't have my radio on just so they can concentrate. I have my windows down so I can hear. Again, at night, any kind of little noise that you hear, you're gonna ping off on that. You're gonna hear it immediately. So I have my windows down. I'm in the driver's seat. People make fun of me because I sit very far back, but I sit with the chair all the way extended back, and I sit with it all the way to the floor. It's not like I'm riding like all the way back, but I can still reach the pedals and see over the steering wheel. But I'm kind of just observing what's going on around us as he's occupied with the computer. At this time, I hear a vehicle drive by, and then I hear a motor turn in. Like, obviously we know what a car sounds like when it turns into like your driveway at night or something like that. You key off on these sounds. So I hear a vehicle turn into the parking lot, which is a pretty commonplace thing. Somebody will pull into the parking lot, they'll hear, or they'll check their phone or do something kind of random. And then they kind of exit that same driveway again. But anyway, I hear this vehicle drive into the parking lot, and I'm listening and I hear the engine rev, which again, it's pretty uncommon that somebody's gonna rev their engine at high RPM. So I tell Roland, I said, hey, watch this car. I said, I don't know what's up, something's going on. So it drives at a high rate of speed. Its headlights are on. Again, we're stationary and in the church parking lot, so. In the military, they tell you that a stationary target is, you're pretty much a dead target. So my first instinct was to put my vehicle in drive and not slam the accelerator because again, I don't know if this person's lost. I don't know if they're gonna come ask me a question. I can't just go. That's the thing about being a police officer. You know things are happening, but you cannot just assume the worst in humanity. You have to give them the opportunity. So again, I'm like thinking in my head, I have to protect myself. So I'm moving and then I'm thinking about drawing my gun, but I'm like, okay, if they're just gonna ask me about a cell phone, I'm not gonna just have my gun out and. But again, high rate of speed, tell them to be aware. Looking at this vehicle coming at me. And again, if I could describe it, I would describe it as jousting. So his vehicle, the little white SUV, is coming at me, basically slow rolling at him. And I would say within 30 to 40 feet, that's when I see a muzzle flash and I hear a shot. Again, I throw myself deep in my seat like this. I reach for my gun because in the academy, we do drills where we can draw our gun, bring it over our legs so we don't muzzle our legs and we try to shoot through the front of the windshield. Again, everything's going 100 miles an hour in your mind. But again, we just got fired upon. I see a muzzle flash. I'm trying to draw my gun. I'm thinking as he's getting closer or the vehicle's getting closer to me that I'm going to get ear hole with a bullet to my side of my head. So as the vehicle's passing me, I'm kind of expecting something to enter this side of the portion of the vehicle, or the vehicle passes me. As the vehicle passes me, I don't know if Roland's hit. I don't know if the vehicle's hit. I personally know that I am not physically injured. I don't feel anything at this time. So in my mind, I need to get mobile. So I yelled to Roland multiple times that we need to bail. So I'm yelling at Roland, bail, bail, bail. And we both just jump out of the car. I remember trying to put my vehicle in park. And I thought I had put it in park, but again, I jump out of the vehicle. The vehicle sped past us, but kind of stopped. And that's when I was like, I don't know what this person's gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna jump out and continue this ambush. I really didn't know what the heck was gonna happen. So again, I already had my firearm out as soon as I had jumped out of the vehicle. And again, in my mind, I needed to suppress the enemy and get him off of me so I could figure out if Roland was injured or hurt, figure out what the heck was going to happen at that point. So again, I engaged the vehicle. I started shooting at the car. At that point, I saw the back windshield, bust out, and my whole train of thought is just rolling at this time. 100%. I'm just worried about him. I don't know where he is. I can't see him. At that point, after I started shooting at the vehicle takes off again at a high rate of speed. Like I said, there's a sharp turn in the backside of the church. There's a playground and there's a fire hydrant. I'm watching this white vehicle just travel at a pretty good speed towards this curve, and I'm like, crash, is he gonna turn? I'm expecting him to turn. Well, he crashes into the curb line and I hear the tire pop. I hear like literally I've seen accidents happen in front of me where you hear a tire explode. And then literally like the fire hydrant is like basically right there. I was surprised that, this individual didn't take out the fire hydrant. And then again, the car stops again. So at that point, I'm yelling at Roland to take cover. So I'm like, Roland, just hold cover. Ran to the corner of the church park of the building itself. I knelt down and I took cover on that corner of the building. So I'm holding cover, and then at that point in time, that's when I hear him accelerate again, or whoever the driver was. I hear the vehicle accelerate. It takes off like up and over the curb line, and I hear that like a slapping of a flat tire. Like everybody knows when you have a blowout, you hear that slap of the rubber. I hear that. That's when I finally get on my radio to let dispatch know that we're in trouble, that we were taking fire. And then I remember in my mind, like the emblem as the vehicle was driving towards me, I remember chrome and I remember a center emblem. And in my mind, I registered a Honda Pilot because that's what it looked like to me. So I remember seeing chrome, the emblem, and I'm like, I gotta put something out over the radio for a direction of flight, because in the academy, they stress you out beyond belief. And they have somebody run out in front of you and they say, hey, what did you see? What did you gotta put out information to the other officers that are responding. Excuse me. So in my mind, I saw a white Honda Pilot, said it's gonna have vehicle damage, and the last known direction of flight was towards Higgins and leaving towards Santa Gertrudis area and Viewcrest. Like, I don't remember the specific language, but that's the general area that vehicle is moving towards.
Now, you explained that you saw the muzzle flash,
Mhm.
in what direction did you perceive the muzzle flash? Was it toward you or somewhere else?
So again, time of night, I cannot see the physical muzzle of the gun, but the flash in my view, it looked like it was more angled towards Roland's side of the vehicle.
Okay.
And again, your mind is racing. So at this point, when I see that flash, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not hit, but if it's angled out of that windshield, I'm thinking about Roland, or if he's injured or hurt. But that's what I perceived, that it was towards Roland.
Okay, and earlier you described that you were expecting to take a bullet to the head, and so is it fair to say that you were in continuing fear, even after you had been past your vehicle?
If somebody were to be in that same exact situation and tell you that they weren't afraid, I would call them a liar.
I'm going to show you what has been marked as States Exhibits number 11 and States Exhibits number 12. Have you reviewed these?
Yes, ma'am.
And regarding States Exhibit number 11, what is this?
I believe this is a carport video because the church had security cameras. And then this portion right here is gonna be the radio transmission that I keyed up and let the dispatcher know what was going on.
Okay. And you've reviewed both of these,
I have, yes.
and States Exhibits 11 or 111 and 112, they both contain your identifying marks, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. It has my signature and my badge number, and then this one as well, signature and badge number.
Okay. And are both of them a fair and accurate depiction of the events and transmissions as they occurred on the scene?
Correct. Unfortunately, I did not have time to initiate my body camera or my in-car Coban. At that time, we had the Coban system. Due to exigent circumstances or emergency, I wasn't able to do that. So this is like the only thing that I know that we have. But
This time I'm tendering States Exhibits 111 and 112 to defense for inspection and offering the same.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, States Exhibits 111, 112 is admitted without objection.
Wait, can you give us a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
Got it. Oh. No objection.
All right, then States Exhibits 111 and 112 is admitted without objection.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Granted.
And then you explained to the jury that as soon as you were able to, you toned out over the radio.
Yes, ma'am.
And can you just explain to them what like the E-tone is?
So I'm not wearing my lapel mic today, just, because I'm in court, but normally I can show you. So this is our patrol radio. On the side right here, the lapel mic screws in, so it's secure. Has a little coil cord and it has a little microphone box. At the top of the box, if you looked at it, it has this little red button. So I can hit it on here, and I can also push it on top of my handheld microphone. It just sends an emergency tone to dispatch. It clears all the airwaves for the officer that's in trouble, and it gives your radio 100% priority to let the dispatcher know, and then surrounding units or anybody that's listening on that radio channel that somebody needs help. Then the dispatcher will tone it out, and then it goes across all channels for the city. So if I'm on North Patrol and somebody's on West Patrol in a shooting or something that's happening, I'm notified as well. But that's what the emergency tone does.
Thank you.
Sorry, sir. Before you shut fire. Thank you, break. Hi, boy.
Before you're saying shots fired.
Let me tell you, right behind the pirate, I shot rounds at it crashed behind the church on O'Connor. Yeah, 10-4, it drove up the hill at us and started shooting at us. So we took cover and I returned fire at the vehicle. We're not gonna go to our car right now.
And y'all are okay, right? None of y'all are hit.
As far as we know, we're not injured.
Okay, copy.
It's still out of our car. It crashed the curb and it went Street to Deacon area.
And now you described it as a white Honda Pilot, but eventually did you make a different scene and identify a vehicle?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and do you recall, was that the residence on Buckmore Drive?
Correct.
Okay, and you observed the vehicle there in the driveway?
I did.
Okay, and you were able to confirm that that was the vehicle that fired and you returned fire at, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibits 106 through 110, and then also State's Exhibit 113. Have you had a chance to review these photos previously?
Yes, ma'am.
And are they fair and accurate depictions of yourself and the scene on the date of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
This time the state offers State's Exhibits number 106 through 110 and 113 and 10. Evidence of tendering to defense are inspected.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, States Exhibit 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, and 113 is admitted without objection.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
Granted.
Okay, Officer Highness, I'm showing you what has been entered into evidence of State's Exhibit 106. Can you let the jury know what that is?
That's myself and what I was wearing that night.
And I guess, can you explain to the jury what this is that you're wearing around your waist?
It's my duty belt, the same one that I'm well, not the exact same one. Same one that I'm wearing right now. I have magazines to reload my pistol, which I did that night. I have a tactical flashlight that's easily available to my offhand. I have a pistol in my holster. That's my primary weapon system. And my lethal force, wearing my taser, which is my less than lethal option. I have a different model of taser currently. In my center of my back, I have 2 handcuffs. I have a baton that's also an intermediate weapon and also a less than lethal, depending on how you use it.
And then what is this right here?
That's the lapel mic that I was telling you about.
Okay,
I wear it in the front. I don't wear it on my shoulder, so I can easily talk right here. I can key up. I can hit my emergency tone. If I need to, I can use my offhand to use the other tone. And then if you look at the center of my body, I have my body cam.
okay. But you say that you weren't able to activate it just due to the stress of the situation, is that correct?
Activate. Oh, the
The
camera.
body.
Yes, ma'am. I thought you meant the e-tone.
State exhibit 107.
I can see.
You can see it?
Yeah.
Okay,
And if there's an issue, you can look back there.
Thank you, Judge.
okay, and just right here, what is shown in state exhibit number 107?
I don't recall why they had me raise my arms like that, but they just told me to raise my hand or my arm like that. And then the only thing that I didn't point out is that I wear a in-ear microphone. So radio chatter is basically like for tactics.
Okay. And state exhibit number 108.
That's my duty pistol.
Okay,
Like I said, I conducted a tactical reload. After I had expended rounds from my magazine and my pistol, while I was holding cover on the corner of the church, I conducted the tactical reload. So I secured my magazine that has the least amount of ammunition, and I filled my service pistol with another full round magazine, just in the event that, you know, they wanted to return.
okay. And then state exhibit 109.
I believe that's my expended magazine with the remaining rounds, from what I
And-
recall.
Okay. State exhibit 110.
Yeah, I had 2 rounds left. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then regarding state exhibit number 113. Oops,
So if you look right there, it's the muzzle flash.
sorry, we can't, that screen doesn't work, so. Can you step down and just point out to the jury, what we're reviewing in state exhibit 113?
Step where?
Down here, please.
And defense, you can move out.
Oh, thanks, Judge.
And then if you could just use the.
I have a handcuff key. So using my handcuff key, if you look at this little tiny portion of, looks like fireworks or fire, that's gonna be your muzzle flash.
You can go.
And now, as this was occurring, what was going through your mind at the time?
My family. My wife was pregnant at the time. That's, again, I told you about Roland. 100% worried about his safety and well-being. As an FTO, you take on the responsibility of being in charge of another person that's relying on you to make good decisions, to take care of their safety and well-being, and basically to be a mentor. So Roland was in my mind, my wife at home, and then I also have a son as well.
We possibly, sir.
A defense.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Officer Jimenez.
Good afternoon, sir.
If I ask you a question and I need to rephrase it for whatever reason you don't understand it, feel free to let me know and I'll rephrase it, okay?
Thank you.
So you stated that, I guess, what time did your shift start that night?
I get there early, but roll call is at 10:30.
10:30 PM?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you stated that, prior to you arriving at the church, CT Calvary Church, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's the one where, that's the church where you and Officer, Acuna eventually parked, correct?
Yes, sir.
Prior to that, your call was, to an aggravated robbery.
Yes,
Okay, and that one involved a deadly weapon.
correct.
Okay. And you described there were two suspect vehicles involved with that call?
It turned into two suspects, vehicles. There was only one initially and then two suspects. One exited the vehicle, held the females at gunpoint, stole their vehicle. Suspect one drove away in the SUV. Suspect two followed in tow in the Corolla.
Okay. And, okay, so it was a Corolla, was the white SUV that was,
So so at the apartment complex, the white SUV was the vehicle that brought the two suspects to the scene.
I see,
And then as the females exited and got into their personally owned Corolla, one of the suspects exited and held them at gunpoint, robbed them of their phone, their purses, and the vehicle.
okay. Was it, and I know you said a Corolla, but is that like a mid-size SUV,
The Corolla?
the Corolla?
No, sir, it's a small compact car.
Okay, was there a white SUV that was tailing anybody?
That's what the females described. The other suspect drove was a unknown white in color SUV.
Okay, so the information that you had was that it would be, that you would be looking for were either that red vehicle or that white SUV?
Correct.
Okay. And, so you're training officer Acuna, and he takes the report, or you're assisting him, correct?
So I'm not assisting him. I'm responsible for him. So his calls are my calls and my calls are his calls. I made the decision to cross over to the 33 section to handle this aggravated robbery.
Because that was one of the types of offenses that you needed to have experience in.
Correct. So as a proactive FTO, you want your rider to be exposed to not the most dangerous calls, but the calls that involve the most exposure to all the duties that we perform within our line of work.
Okay. And you recall more or less what time that call terminated? That's correct. And if you don't know, that's fine. I'm not trying to
I don't know.
guess. Okay, and then so, Officer Queenie needs to write these reports, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, and then so that's the spot that you know in your head that you parked at previously, is at that church.
Yes, sir.
And the spot that we're discussing, it's on top of the hill, correct?
Yes.
And I know you already described the parking lot, but more or less, when you do park, you're facing towards O'Connor Road, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall if there was any sort of like trees nearby where you parked under a tree?
So directly to my right, there is a tree that provides like shade in the summer.
Correct.
But it doesn't like completely overhang or like cover us. And I wasn't parked directly under the tree.
Okay. Were you parked close to the curb line?
So there's handicap portions of parking on that side parking lot, adjacent to the church. So that would be to my left, and then to my right would be the tree, and I'm basically almost in the middle of that small little parking lot.
Okay, so you're parked, and then are you parked next to the curb that's away from the handicap spots?
I personally don't do that because it's a trip hazard. If I had to bail like I did, I would have fallen. So I parked in the middle of the parking lot. So if I were to open my door, I would be on the asphalt.
Okay, if you give me a second, Judge.
Sure.
A lot of it, it's sit through, so give me a second.
While we do that, do you have an objection? I can.
No, not at all, not at all.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Officer Hyman, I'm going to show you what's been entered into evidence as defendant's exhibit 1. Would you agree that's a fair and accurate overhead picture? Thanks. A fair and accurate overhead picture of the church and its surrounding areas.
If you don't mind just pointing to O'Connor, that would help me.
Sure, and let me zoom. That might make it easier too. Okay, I believe, is this O'Connor Road?
Yes, sir. Yep, that's okay.
And as you were describing in the daytime, this tree provides a little bit of shade right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's typically around the spot where you would park if you needed to.
No. I bisect the middle of the parking lot.
The middle of the parking lot? Okay,
So where you were, I parked like literally right in the middle of that,
okay, so you're parking right in the very middle of that parking lot.
basically.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as defendant's exhibit 2. Okay. Is this a fair and accurate still photograph from the dash cam of your unit?
I don't know if that's my car specifically, but that's a patrol unit and that's the parking lot.
And that's the parking lot of the church.
Yes, sir.
And up here on this hill, that's at the top of the hill is where you park. I know you said you would park in the middle.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to show you also what's been marked as defendant's exhibit 5. In this photograph, can you tell if the vehicle's headlights are on? Do they appear to be on?
That patrol unit has its headlights on.
Okay. Does it appear to be parked to the side closest to the curb, or does that vehicle appear to be in the middle of the roadway?
It's on the curb line.
Okay. And defendant's exhibit 6.
Curb.
And now defendant's exhibit 7. Do the headlights appear to be off at this point?
Yes, sir.
And that vehicle, does it appear to be parked by the curb line?
Yes, sir.
As well as defendant's exhibit 8, does that vehicle appear to be parked on the curb line closest to that tree you described?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you stated that any officer involved shooting, you can't be the primary reporting officer, correct?
Correct, sir.
You have to provide a report to another detective, or a statement to a detective.
Yes, sir.
And in this case, you did that.
I did.
And you did that, try to be accurate to that statement.
That's my knowledge.
To the
Yes, sir.
best of your knowledge. And fair to say that it was fresher in your memory then than it is now.
Correct.
Okay. Do you remember if you stated to the detective that you blacked out the unit?
I don't recall that.
Okay. Would it help your memory to refresh the report?
Sure.
Okay. To review the report? And do you have that in front of you? Has the state already provided that to you?
Yes.
Okay. If you could take a moment. Review that and let me know if your memory has been refreshed.
I see it.
Okay. So has your memory been refreshed now that you've had a chance to read the report?
Yes, sir, it has.
Okay. And you told detectives that you blacked out the unit?
On my supplemental report, I did write that I blacked out the car.
Okay. And blacked out meaning turn all the lights out?
Just like, yes.
Okay. And now, if you are parked somewhere in that artery that leads back to egress, and you're facing O'Connor, as you were in the exhibits that we just went over, you're facing O'Connor, is it fair to say that the church is kind of at the corner right there? At the corner closest to O'Connor.
Which church?
Let me-
There's multiple churches. I just want to.
No, you're. Like I said, if I ask a confusing question, let me know. Okay. There. Might just be easier map for a little bit.
Yes. In states, you may move about.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what's been marked as Appendix Exhibit 8. In this exhibit, you see a building that's on the right-hand side as we look towards O'Connor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that the church?
Is it Calvary Church? Or
I'm
which-
not asking you, is that?
That
the
is
church?
a church building that I know of.
Okay. Is that the Calvary Temple Church?
No, sir.
Okay. Is
Not
there?
that I'm aware of. The
Okay,
building that I'm referring to as Calvary Temple is the one that's
one
on
to
my
your
left,
to your left side.
on the
Okay.
driver's.
But in this parking lot, there's two larger structures, correct? There's this building down by the street, and then there's the
So-
bigger building.
To my knowledge, those are separate like entities, like the lower portion is like a smaller. In my mind, it's like a smaller congregation, and then like Calvary Temple is like the one that I was parked next to. And then
Okay.
across the other side is like a bigger church, has the same size parking.
Could this be the community center that's part of this church, or
That I don't,
you don't know? Okay, and that's fair.
I've never been there.
Regardless, there's some sort of a structure, whether it's a church building down by our O'Connor Road, correct? Okay, and as you look towards O'Connor, from the top of that hill, you can see O'Connor directly in front of your field of vision, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and as you move to the right of your field of vision, O'Connor Road becomes obstructed at some point by that structure,
Correct.
correct? So if vehicles are traveling north on O'Connor,
We're at 600.
towards 1604, yes. The first opportunity that you have to view them is after they pass that structure.
Just like it should.
Okay. And so, fair to say also that if you are traveling north on O'Connor Road, you would be obstructed to see where this tree in this area is, because that building would be between both vehicles.
Like I'm driving on it,
If you were driving, yes, if you're driving north on O'Connor.
I can't see it through buildings. So.
And I'm just, trying to say that, trying to ask you, so that would be between you, so the first opportunity for any vehicle to see you, and the first opportunity for you to see any vehicle is right after they pass that building.
So when I saw the SUV drive, it literally made a left-hand turn quickly and boom. It's driving at me at high rates.
I understand that, sir.
I don't know what you're asking.
Okay, I'll repeat the question. So all I'm saying is the first opportunity for that vehicle to be able to look up and see anything at the top of that hill is after they pass that church.
I don't know how to answer your question. I would be assuming for another first. I don't know what they're looking at.
Okay.
But
Well,
if I
then
were making that left-hand turn, I know
right.
exactly.
Then let me ask it to you in that way. If you're driving and you're making the left-hand turn and you're driving north on O'Connor, right?
Correct.
And you decide, I want to pull into this church parking lot, I want to go park up here. The first time you could see where you want to park is after you pass that church down there, correct?
There's a building in a driveway, and as soon as I turn, I can see the whole parking lot.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And so in that exhibit, defendant's exhibit 8, we could see the white SUV at the end of, at the very end of the parking lot as it's turning from O'Connor and making a left. Is that correct?
In that picture,
In that picture?
it looked like it was going the opposite way. I don't want to say that it was him or not.
Okay, that's fair. But, okay, regardless, so
I-
this- the incident itself, you observe a white SUV, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
And it makes a left-hand turn. And at that point, you're on the hill and it's at the lower end. It's at all the way at the end of the hill at O'Connor when it's making its left-hand turn.
It's on O'Connor pulling into the private drive of the church.
Okay. So you're at a higher level at that point than
Yeah.
this.
Mhm.
Okay. And you stated that it was unusual that it hit the accelerator and started coming at you at a high rate of speed.
So if I can explain it, when he pulled into the actual physical driveway, the speed at which they were moving caused the headlights to bounce. And that's what drew my attention immediately. And then after the bounce of the entry of the actual driveway, that's when I heard the engine rev yet again. So again, I hear the engine revving, I see the lights on, I see that it's a white SUV, it's coming right at me. That's when I put it in drive.
And so you're evaluating this as a potential threat, correct?
Absolutely, this.
And you attempt to put the vehicle in, when you do put the vehicle in drive so that you're not stationary, as you said, right?
Mhm.
And then you hear a gunshot, correct? You see that muzzle flash that we saw in the states.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so at that point, you hear the gunshot. And in your report, you say that you heard one gunshot, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. As soon as you hear that gunshot, now that registers to you that this vehicle is a threat.
Absolutely, 100%. I'm under attack.
So as soon as you hear that gunshot, you're under attack. Okay. And as we saw in the video that the state entered, we hear a number of gunshots before you fire, correct?
Yes,
Okay. You recall how many you could hear?
one.
Okay. When you watch the state's video?
I heard three.
Okay. And fair to say you have no reason to believe that that's an inaccurate video of the incident.
Me hearing one, I chalk it up to auditory exclusion. And then me hearing it on a regular audio recording and hearing three, that's accurate.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to blame you for hearing one. I think
Okay.
I think everybody would understand that in that type of a circumstance, you hear the gunshot, you're not trying to count gunshots, correct?
Yes, sir.
You're not trying to say how many, you heard a gunshot.
Towards me, yes.
Okay. And the gunshot, the shots fired were when this vehicle was, fair to say there was some distance between the two of you.
I said it was like about 30 to 40 feet.
Okay. But the vehicle was, the shots came from when the vehicle was in front of you. The vehicle has not reached you to where your vehicle and the white SUV are parallel.
I described it as jousting, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, and I understand your answer, but all I'm asking you is the white SUV was some distance in front of you when the shots occurred, correct?
Within shooting distance, yes, sir.
And when the last shot occurred, it was still in front of you.
From the video, yes, sir.
Right.
Like I said, I saw the one muzzle flash, heard the one shot, and then the vehicle drove past me and stopped.
Okay. And so you testified that you expected to hear a shot.
I was assuming that I was going to get drilled in the ear with another shot.
Okay, but you didn't, thankfully.
Thank God, yes, sir.
And you agree that would have been, when those vehicles are parallel, that would have been the closest distance between the two of you.
I would agree with that.
Correct. And to your credit, you react very quickly. Correct?
I did my best in the situation.
Would you agree that you did react quickly?
Yes, sir.
Bailed out of the vehicle, as you stated, and you fired your weapon at the white SUV.
Did,
The location where the white SUV was when you fired your weapon, the two vehicles were broadside, correct?
when I fired at it,
Yes. Were the two vehicles parallel, or had it just passed you when you began to fire?
like I said, it had passed me, so if we were parallel, I wouldn't be able to open my door, that's how close he was. So again, like described with the jousting move, he's passing me, passes me completely and stops probably about a car length. So when I exit, I can literally see to my left is my peripheral. Again, I don't have a peripheral, but I know my vehicle is right there. Then I can see the SUV that it stopped. So I was expecting this person to get out with their gun and continue the ambush. So again, I start engaging the vehicle, and then that's when they accelerated yet again at a high rate of speed and crash into that curb line.
Okay, so and I just want to clarify. Did you fire your shot before the white SUV slowed down or stopped?
As I exited, I was already on my gun. So
Okay.
I honestly, it's going so fast. I don't know exactly at what second or moment that I began to engage the vehicle. All I knew is that I needed to lay down suppressive fire. Again, use lethal force against lethal force because I don't know what this individual is going to do.
I understand, but
I don't understand your question.
okay, I'll ask it again.
Okay.
So as the vehicle is broadside to you,
Mhm.
and you say it passes you, right?
It does, yes, sir.
And then that's when you fire your shots. You begin firing shots.
As soon as I can get out of my car and get my gun properly out of my holster, that's when I began to engage the vehicle.
And when you began engaging the vehicle, you're saying that it had already passed you.
Past me, yes, sir.
Okay.
Mhm.
And after you fired your shots at the white SUV, is when the white SUV slowed or came to a stop.
Correct. Well, it's during that, that's what I'm saying. Like, as soon as I saw that he was coming to a stop position, I didn't know what they were gonna do. So again, I don't, like I said, I cannot tell you exact moment in time that I began to engage this vehicle. All I knew is that I knew I had to engage the vehicle.
I understand. And so in the what is it? In State's Exhibit 111, we see that white SUV go through the screen. We don't see it stop in that video. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
And in that video, we don't see your police unit as it's parked, right? We see you kind of roll into the frame because you put the vehicle on drive, as you stated.
Mhm.
And then that's where we see you brake, you hear the brake screech, and then you get out and you fire at it.
I don't recall the brake screeching. Again,
Okay.
I thought I put it in park and I didn't put it in park and my vehicle rolled all the way across O'Connor. So again, things are moving very quickly. I don't know how to answer your questions.
Okay. And as we say, thankfully you were not hit.
I thank God, yes, sir.
Thankfully, Officer Acuna was not hit.
I thank God for that too.
Correct. Your unit was not hit as well, correct?
To my knowledge, it was not.
Okay. The unit rolls all the way down the hill and goes, crosses O'Connor, correct?
I thank God nobody crashed into my car as well.
Right, that as well.
Yes.
And then it crashes over the fence in the backyard.
Yes, sir. There's a new fence there.
And then Officer Acuna, do you recall that after he bailed out, he couldn't find his glasses?
Yes, sir.
And
I
he
was pretty upset.
What's that?
Nothing. I said I was pretty upset.
You felt like you had to kind of carry the load for both of you at that point since he couldn't see.
I understood that Roland could not see, and I thank God that he had the knowledge to hold his fire instead of randomly just firing blindly. But that's what he told me. He's like, I can't see without my glasses. I didn't want to shoot at something that I didn't know was there. So he held fire and let me cover him. And I remember him telling me, thank you. He said, hey, thank you, thank you. And I said, Roland, where the heck is the car? I used colorful language, but I said, where the heck is the car? And he's like, it's all the way down the hill, and it crashed across the street. I looked down to see that my car is literally in a fence, and I'm like, okay, we need to get to the car because this guy might come back. I again, as a training officer, I went back into FTO mode, and I was like, we need to be mobile. So I don't know if you want me to keep going of my actions, but that's what I told him. We need to get mobile. We need to bound to the car. So I said, hey, you're gonna run down there to that corner of the building. You're gonna hold tight, and as soon as you get down there, you're gonna call me down there. We linked up again. I said, okay. I said, run over to the car, check it out. I said, I know you can't see, but just hold the car. I said, I'm gonna run to you. I said, I'm gonna jump in the driver's seat, and you just hold cover on the street while I back this thing out. You're gonna hop in, and we're gonna park in the church parking lot because I'm gonna light it up like a Christmas tree. So I turned on all my lights, and I could hear my friends, the other officers responding code 3. I could hear their engines. I can literally hear their engines. And that's when my buddy Marcus Lotta showed up. And
He was the first on the scene.
he checked us. Yeah,
And I'm sorry, I just have to do question and
that's
answer
fine.
at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you stated that you were the one that retrieved the vehicle because obviously.
Yeah, Roland
we
couldn't
couldn't
see.
see.
And I told him, I said, hey, we got crime scene duties to do now. Again, I'm going in that FTL mode.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so he's kind of frantic. He's like, hey, I can't see anything without my glasses. That's one of his priorities at this point.
I wouldn't say frantic. He was collected. He just told me he couldn't see.
That's fair. I maybe frantic is the wrong word, but that was a priority of his, was to retrieve his glasses.
Yes.
Because
Just-
you guys didn't know if there was any possibility of a continuing threat. So without his glasses, he would not be as effective as if he did have his glasses.
100%.
Okay. And so you park the vehicle, and where you park it is
At the lower level.
I'm sorry?
The lower level.
On the lower level. Okay, facing away from O'Connor. And so. Okay, and you stated that, and we heard that over the radio you toned out that it was a Honda Pilot, correct?
Correct. That's what I perceived.
But you went to the scene and you saw that it was a Nissan Rogue.
Yes.
And fair to say this all happened very fast.
I don't know the exact time, but I know it's seconds.
Seconds. correct?
Literally less than 30 seconds, probably.
And so officers arrive and you're describing what happens, correct?
So again, as soon as the officers arrive on scene, I'm pushing them away from where I am, and I know all my shell casings are. I'm trying to keep them out of that.
Right.
And I said, hey, you need to go towards Santa Gertrudis and the Higgins area, and you just start looking for him because I said crashed. I could hear his tire slapping, so he's not going to get very far. And I remember telling him, hey, just go. We're good. We're good. We're good. Because I already had another officer assisting me. Like I said, Officer Lotta was there. All my other friends showed up and they were asking me what direction to go to, and that's when I just started pushing people.
And so fair to say though that first officers that responded, their primary concern was your safety.
Yes.
Okay, they wanted to make sure you were not hit, that if you might have been hit and just not realize it because of the adrenaline, so they checked you, correct?
Yes, sir. Officer Lotta did blood sweeps on both of them.
Okay, and just to verify that neither were hit. So as some officers are arriving on the scene to make sure you guys are okay, support you guys if there's a continuing threat, correct?
Correct.
And then you gave the location of basically the last known direction of the white SUV where it was going. And some officers went to try to go find that, correct?
Everybody was going.
Okay, but some stayed with you, correct? There were some detectives that stayed with you and some officers that helped secure the scene, correct?
Yeah, I mean, with OISs, I mean, we spent up a large, I would say a numerous amount of assets towards the officer that's in trouble.
Okay, What does OIS stand for?
Officer involved shooting.
Okay, fine. And so there are officers that arrive and they want to find out from you, since you were the one that experienced everything, what happened, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and you described the vehicle as a white Honda Pilot,
I
and that
did.
was what you perceived at the time.
I did.
And you recall telling the officers that the reason you thought it was a white Honda Pilot was because all you could see was the big H.
Not the H. I remember seeing chrome and an emblem in the center of the chrome.
Okay. But you did speak to officers at the church that night, correct? Or detectives?
Mhm.
And you tried to be as accurate as possible in your details to those detectives.
I did.
Correct. And it would have been fresh in your memory, obviously, because it was night of, right?
Like I said, it happened within seconds, so I did the best that I could.
But you were describing something that had happened minutes previously, correct?
I did.
Okay. Would it refresh your memory to watch a video of you giving these details to an officer?
Sure.
Okay. May I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes,
And may I approach with counsel?
yes, sure. Oh, I thought you were approaching the witness.
Well, I was going to, but
I believe it's still your witness.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Hymas, over the break, you had a chance to watch a couple of videos, correct?
I did.
Okay, those videos were body cams of your fellow officers that were standing in the scene,
Correct.
and you were describing the suspect vehicle. Okay, and after you viewed that video, has your memory not been refreshed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and did you state to them, you stated that you believe it was a Honda Pilot, correct?
I did.
And you said, all I saw was the big H Honda Pilot. Okay. I'm sorry, you have to answer.
Yes, sir, I did.
And when you say, the H Honda Pilot, you're referring to the Honda logo, correct?
Correct.
Okay, can I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes.
I'm gonna show you what's been marked as an exhibit number 9. So, represent that, is that a fair and accurate depiction of the Honda logo?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I've, tender defendants exhibit 9 to the state's offer evidence.
No objection.
All right, defense exhibit number 9 is admitted without objection.
And, officer, I'm now gonna show you what's been, marked as defendants exhibit 12. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Okay, is that the suspect vehicle?
The white SUV, I don't know. Sure.
Okay, do we see damage along the backside of that vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm gonna show you what's already been entered into evidence as states exhibit 35 and states exhibit 47. Did those appear to be photographs of the suspect?
From what I recall, seeing it at Bucknell.
And it obviously was during the middle of the night when we saw it, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now in states exhibit 47 and 35, the front windshield, that doesn't appear to be any sort of illegally dark tint or anything like that, does it? On the front windshield.
No,
It appears to be somewhat regular shade of tint on the windshield.
it looks stock.
Okay, stock. And do you recall stating when you gave the statement to the detective that you believed that the white SUV had was of dark tint?
I don't recall
Okay, would it help refresh your memory if you refer to your state?
that. I mean, it probably appeared to me dark at night. I wasn't able to see the individuals.
Okay, but if you could refer to your work.
Okay. You're asking if I stated that it looked like it had tint on it?
That you believe the vehicle had dark tint.
Do I say specifically the windshield or do I refer, or you ask?
Anything with a vehicle of dark tint.
May I see those again?
Sure.
So normally when I talk about dark tinting, I talk about the back.
Okay.
So again, there's percentages for tint that it's legal. in
On the
state.
front and versus the back.
So no, normally people don't tint their front.
Okay.
So is that what you're asking specifically, is the windshield?
Oh,
When I refer to it as dark tint, is like the surrounding window,
okay.
not the physical windshield.
Okay, so in yours, is that what you're saying, that in your statement you're referring to the back windshield? Or you're just
I'm referring
the-
to like the sides. The
Okay.
sides of the vehicle.
And you're, so
They're dark tinted, so I can't see. How this window is down and I can see the silver, if the window was up, it would appear black.
Okay.
Tinted.
but in this same vehicle, we can see through the windshield, correct?
The windshield 100%, but the back windows, no.
Okay, are you stating that in your report, you're referring to the back
But
window?
dark tinted windows, that's normal.
Okay, you're not referring to the windshield.
Not that I remember, right?
Okay,
If I specifically said the windshield was tinted dark, I don't know why I would.
okay. In defendant's exhibit 12, does that appear to be the same white SUV as the state's exhibit 35 and 47?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I would tender to the state for any objection in office evidence.
No objection.
And what exhibit numbers, please?
12.
Right. I'm sorry, is that defense exhibit number 12?
This is. I had to get some at the very beginning. I believe those slots should still be open.
All right, if y'all could approach, please.
Okay. Officer Hyman's, due to the circumstances of that evening, you were not able to get visual on the suspect, correct?
Correct.
You didn't know if there was just one driver or if there was a driver and passengers, correct?
Yes.
Correct. You were not able to see if it was male, female, any identifying features or anything like that, correct?
No.
And the report you're referring to out there, is that the report that you typed, or is that the statement you gave to another detective?
This is the report I wrote.
Okay. In this case, you wrote a report, but you also gave a statement, correct?
I mean, I'm talking to the detective and debriefing him about what occurred. And there's other people present.
Okay. Do you recall signing a statement that you gave to the detective?
In homicide, yes, sir.
Okay. Does my approach a witness?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a statement. This is not your report. This is not something that you have to review or identify. Is that correct? This is separate.
Let me verify. Yeah, this is the report that I wrote with the detective at homicide state.
Okay. And this is signed by you
Yes, sir.
with your badge number
It is, yes.
and dated May 22nd, 2022.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in that statement, you stated that there's no visual sight of the suspect in the vehicle's windows or dark tent, correct?
Yes.
I'll pass it, Judge.
No further questions and excuse by state, Your Honor.
Is this witness excuse?
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you. If you'll remove the microphone and leave it, please. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to recess for today. We are going to start Monday at 1:30. So again, you'll need to be here by 12:30 to be assured of parking space. We're starting at 1:30 because I have a docket in the morning. And I'm gonna cut that docket off at a particular time so I can make sure that we start exactly at